Welcome to Only Yapping, where we turn everyday yapping into illuminating conversations. Have you ever met someone who knows almost nothing, but speaks like they know everything? Or maybe you've been that person before. Be honest. Today, I want to talk about a psychological effect that explains this behavior perfectly. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. My name is Harry, and in this video, I'll explain this idea in a simple and clear way, using easy words and real-life examples. 1. What exactly is the Dunning-Kruger effect? It's a psychological bias discovered in 1999 by two psychologists, David Dunning and Justin Kruger. In short, it describes a strange pattern. People with low ability often overestimate themselves, while people with high ability often underestimate themselves. This doesn't happen because beginners are arrogant. It happens because when you know very little, you don't yet have the tools to see how little you know. Knowledge is what allows us to recognize mistakes. So if you lack knowledge, you also lack the ability to understand your own performance accurately. That's why someone can be wrong and still feel extremely confident. At the beginning of learning a new skill, confidence usually rises very fast. You learn a few basic ideas and suddenly think, I get it. I'm already pretty good. Everything feels simple. Mistakes are easy to ignore because you don't notice them yet. But then, as you continue learning, something uncomfortable happens. You start to see the complexity. You realize there are rules behind the rules, exceptions behind the exceptions. And that's when confidence drops. This stage can feel frustrating. You might think, I thought I was good, but now I feel lost. But this drop in confidence is actually a good sign. It means your understanding is becoming deeper. You are not getting worse. You are becoming more aware. 3. Real-life example. Language learning. A very common example is learning a language. At the beginning, you learn some basic words and sentences. You can introduce yourself, order food, ask simple questions, and you feel confident. You think, yeah, I can speak this language. But then you have a real conversation. Native speakers talk faster. They use slang. They change topics suddenly. And suddenly, you feel confused. You realize that understanding a language is much more than memorizing words. At that moment, many learners lose confidence. But again, this doesn't mean they're bad. It means they now understand what fluency really requires. 4. Why experts doubt themselves. Now, let's look at the other side. Why do experts often doubt themselves? Because experts are aware of what they don't know. They see the gaps. They see the limits of their knowledge. Also, experts are usually surrounded by other skilled people, so their knowledge feels normal to them. They forget how difficult the topic is for beginners. As a result, they may underestimate themselves and speak more carefully. That's why real experts often say things like, I'm not sure. It depends. Not because they are weak, but because they understand complexity. 5. Why this effect is dangerous. The Dunning-Kruger effect is everywhere. At school, at work, on social media, in daily conversations. People with little understanding often speak the loudest. Meanwhile, people with real knowledge often hesitate to speak at all. This can be dangerous. It can lead to bad decisions, the spread of misinformation, and people becoming more confident in being wrong. 6. How to avoid it. So how can we avoid the Dunning-Kruger effect? The answer is not to lose confidence. The answer is to balance confidence with humility. We need to question our own understanding, listen to feedback, and accept that learning takes time. Saying, I don't know, is not a failure. It's a starting point. 7. Conclusion. It's about knowing your limits, staying curious, and being willing to improve. Because the more we learn, the more we realize how much there is still to learn. Before we end this video, if you found this explanation helpful or relatable, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Only Yapping for more simple conversations about psychology, learning, and the way we think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.